Hello students, hope all are doing great. In today's class we'll discuss problem on income from other sources. Problem number 14. Following are the particulars of income of Mrs. Sita for the previous year 2018-19. Dividend received from an Indian company 8,950. Winning from lottery amount received 68,500 and tax deducted at the sources 31,500. Winning from card games 20,000. Interest received on government securities held as investment 10,000. Family pension received 48,000. She incurred the following expenses: interest paid on amount borrowed for purchasing of shares 3,000. Collection charges in respect of interest on government securities at 2% on amount collected. Purchase a lottery ticket of 100. Gift of gold chain for her friend 40,000. Gift of watch from cousin 20,000. You have to compute her income from other sources for the assessment year 2019-20. So you have to compute taxable income from other sources. Here assess Mrs. Sita, assessment year 19-20, previous year 18-19. Number 1, dividend received from an Indian company. If dividend received from an Indian company, either it is net amount or gross amount up to rupees 10 lakh exempted from tax, so it is tax free. Second one, winning from lottery amounted rupees 68,500, and remember here when the winning from lottery amounted rupees 68,500 and TDS directly when given in the problem, remember to gross up the amount we have to add given amount with the TDS. You have to add TDS amount to gross amount because gross amount is equal to net winning plus TDS. So here gross amount winning from lottery amounted rupees 68,500 and TDS 31,500, total 1 lakh. So remember TDS to be added for net amount to find gross amount. Next, winning from card games directly taxable 20,000. Interest received on government security held as investment 10,000. Remember, if there is any expenses on interest on securities, we can deduct. It is deductible. Collection charges in respect of interest on government securities given in the problem, that is 2% on amount. So here given amount is 10,000, 2%. So 10,000 into 2%, that is the commission or the collection charges. So 200 is a deductible amount from interest on government securities. 10,000 minus 200, 9,800. Next, family pension received 48,000. Remember, according to income tax for family pension, we have to do the working note. So family pension received 48,000 minus 33.33% of family pension or maximum limit 15,000, whichever is less. So here 33.33% of family pension 48,000 into 33.33, 15,998, maximum limit 15,000. So here whichever is less, 15,000 is less. So 48,000 minus 15,000, 33,000 is taxable amount from income from family. Next, gift of gold chain from her friend and gift of watch from cousin. It is the gold chain and watch. It is a kind of gift when similar gift received from the non-relatives. For calculation purpose, you have to take total. So gift of gold chain 40,000 and gift of watch from cousin 20,000. Total value of gift is 60,000. So aggregate value of the gift in excess of 50,000 is fully taxable. So 60,000 is the taxable gift received from friend. Therefore taxable income from other sources 2,22,800. Remember in the problem these two items can be ignored. Interest paid on amount borrowed for purchasing of share. See, any expenses incurred on purchasing of share It is not deductible under income from other sources. Please ignore interest paid on amounts borrowed for purchasing of share and expenses on lottery. Casual income expenses on share expenses to be ignored under the head income from other sources. Next question, problem number 15. From the following information of Professor Ramani, compute her income from other sources for the assessment year 1920. She gave management consultancy services to a member of entrepreneurs during the year ended and received 45,000 from the client. She claims that she has spent 5,000 on related traveling. Second one, she is a member of parliament and received a salary of 15,000 per month and daily allowances of rupees 60,000 for attending various sessions. She claims an amount of rupees 15,000 as an expenditure for maintenance of the office. Next one, she is an author of a textbook which fetches her gross royalty of 45,000. She claims 24,000 salary of a clerk who collect necessary data, 4,000 purchases of books in connection with the revision of the books, and 1,200 telephone expenses in connection with the printing, publishing, etc. Next point, during the year she won rupees 35,000 in lotteries. Last one, she lives in a rented house paying rent of 6,000 per month. The house is too big for her family. Hence, she has sublet on 1/3 portion of the house on a rent of rupees 3,000 per month to a tenant. She has undertaken the liability of paying municipal tax of 6,000 of the whole house and also current repairs of whole house amounted rupees 3,000. You have to compute the taxable income from other sources. Remember, here assessee is Professor Ramani. Your first point, she gives management consultancy services to a member of entrepreneurs during the year ended and received rupees 45,000. See, she given the management consultancy services. So management consultancy services is taxable under the head income from other sources if any expenses incurred to give management consultancy services, it can be deductible. So here management consultant service value 45,000 and she has spent on traveling rupees 5,000. So taxable amount is 40,000. Second one, she is a member of parliament. She is a member of a parliament and received a salary of 15,000 per month. Remember, while computing income from salary, we are not taken the parliament member salary. Remember, the parliament salary is subject to income from other sources, not under the head income from salary. Under the head income from salary we are ignored, but it is taxable under the head income from other sources. So she is a member of the parliament and received a salary of 15,000 per month. So it is taxable under the head income from other sources. And daily allowances. In the daily allowances we are taken under the head income from salary. So here it should be ignored. Daily allowances is exempted income under income from other sources. Attending various sessions. She claims an amount of 15,000 as expenditure for maintenance of the office. Remember, any expenses incurred on or any expense incurred for member of the parliament, it can be deducted. So here she is a member of the parliament and she has received the salary from the parliament 15,000 per month. So 15,000 into 12, 1,80,000. Daily allowances to be ignored, but expenditure for maintenance of the office can be deducted. So 15,000 minus 1,80,000, 1,65,000. Remember, daily allowances are rupees 60,000 for attending various session is exempted from tax under the head income from other sources. Then third point, she is an author of a textbook which fetched her gross royalty of 45,000. The royalty received is taxable under other sources. She claims 24,000 salary of clerk who collect necessary data, 4,000 purchases of books in connection with the revision of the book, and 1,200 telephone expenses in connection with the printing, publishing, etc. The royalty on book is taxable under the head income from other sources, and any expenses incurred on royalty or to write the books, it can be deducted. So 24,000 for salary of clerk, 4,000 for purchase of books, and 1,200 telephone expenses can be deducted from royalty of the books. So royalty received is 45,000, salary of a clerk 24,000, purchase of books 4,000, telephone expenses 1,200, total 29,200. Therefore 45,000 minus 29,200, 15,800 is taxable amount under the head income from other sources. Next point, that is winning from lottery. Directly amount given. So when the winning from lottery given in the problem, if it is more than 10,000, nothing mentioned means your assumption it is gross winning. Next, income from subletting. Remember, she lives in a rented house paying rent of 6,000 per month. That assessee Professor Ramani, she is the tenant. The house is too big for her family. She took house for rent, but she feels that the house is too big. That's why she has sublet 1/3 portion of the house on a rent of 3,000 per month. Again, she has given, she only the tenant. As a tenant, she given that house for rent of 3,000 per month for another tenant. That another tenant, or which she given for another tenant, that portion is known as sublet portion. Sublet portion is taxable under the head income from other sources. She has undertaken the liability of paying municipal taxes of 6,000 of the whole house, and also current repairs of the whole house amounted rupees 3,000. Remember student, she lives in a rented house paying that 6,000 per month. This is the house rent allowances. It is taxable under the head income from salary, but we required sublet portion is taxable under the head income from other sources. See, this is the format of computing sublet portion. Here, first, income from subletting. Income from subletting here. She has sublet 1/3 portion of the house on a rent of 3,000 per month. Ramani given for subletting. So she has received 3,000. That is the income. So income from subletting 3,000 into 12, 36,000. Minus expenses on subletting. Whatever expenses incurred on subletting of a house, it should be deducted. Number 1, rent paid. See here, rent paid, they are not given directly. We have to find it. She lives in a rented house paying rent of 6,000 per month. 6,000 is the entire house rent, but the sublet portion is only 1/3. So 6,000 is the whole house rent, but we require rent paid to sublet portion. So Even in the entire 3,000, 36,000, some expenses incurred as a rent. So 6,000 into one third, that is sublet portion, into 12. So 24,000. Remember, rent paid we must identify. They won't give directly in the problem. So rent paid means entire house rent is 6,000, but sublet portion rent 6,000. How much portion she has given for subletter? That amount to be considered. So 6,000 into one third into 12, 24,000, minus municipal tax she has paid. She has undertaken the liability of paying the municipal tax of 6,000. So 6,000 is the entire house municipal tax, but we required only sublet portion municipal tax. So 6,000 into 1 by 3, 2,000. Next, whole house, and also current repair of whole house amounted rupees 3,000. Current house, whole house amount is 3,000, but we required only sublet portion repair. So sublet portion one third, 3,000 into one third, 1,000. So total expenses on subletting: rent paid 24,000, municipal tax 2,000, repair 1,000, 27,000 is expenses. Income is 36,000. 36,000 minus 27,000. Now 9,000 is taxable income from subletting portion. Therefore, total taxable income from other sources 2,64,800. Remember that calculation of subletting portion is a very important. If you go through the previous year all the question paper, you can find it. Next, problem number 16. Dr. Ashok is a professor of economics. He submits the following information and wants you to compute his income from other sources for the assessment year 1920. He is an author of a textbook and received a royalty of rupees 45,000. He claims the following deduction from his amount: salary to clerk, gathering information of write the book 5,000, cost of books purchased 1,000 to reference work in order to write his book, telephone expenses 800 in connection with the printing and publications. Second one, income from article published in Economic Times 7,000. He lives in a rented house paying a rent of 4,000 per month. He has sublet a portion of the house for a rent of 3,000 per month. Dr. Ashok pays the municipal tax for the whole house 4,000. He received 200 per lecture delivered at the economic institution. During the year, he delivered 22 lectures. As an examiner of various universities, he received remuneration of 5,000. His other income were winning from lottery 21,000, interest on government of England bonds rupees 3,000. Next, interest on post office cumulative time deposit rupees 1,000. Interest received on deposit with a firm 5,000 for remember, interest on deposit with the firm is subject to TDS of 10%. Interest on tax-free government securities rupees 10,000. Remember, interest on tax-free government securities is tax-free. You have to compute taxable income from other sources. So here assessee is the Dr. Ashok, status is the resident, assessment year 1920, previous year 1819. Royalty on book rupees 45,000. Salary to clerk, cost of books purchased, telephone expenses. These all are the expenses on royalty. It should be deducted. So royalty and books total taxable value is 38,000. Next, income from article. If the article published in the magazine or in the economic or the newspaper, it is taxable under the head income from other sources. Next point. He lives in a rented house paying a rent of 4,000 per month. He has sublet off portion of the house for a rent of rupees 3,000 per month. Dr. Ashok pays the municipal tax of the whole house 4,000. Remember, when the sublet portion of the house is given, you have to do the working note. You know, income. First, we need to take income from subletting. He lives in a rented house. So the entire house rent is 4,000 that Dr. Ashok is paying. But he has sublet half portion of the house for a rent of 3,000 per month. When he gave half of portion of the house for rent, he received 3,000 per month. So it is the income. So 3,000 into 12, 36,000. From this income, you have to deduct whatever expenses incurred. So expenses on subletting. As I said, rent paid, they won't give directly. We need to find. Entire house rent is 4,000. In that, sublet portion rent included, that is half. So 4,000 into half into per month into 12. So rent paid on subletting 24,000. Next, Dr. Ashok pays the municipal tax of whole house 4,000, but half of the portion is the subletting. So 4,000 into half, 2,000. So total expenses on subletting, that is 26,000, 24,000 minus, 24,000 plus 2,000, 26,000. So 36,000 minus 26,000, 10,000 is taxable amount from subletting portion. Next, receipt for lecture delivered at the academic institution. Remember, if the income received on lecture delivered as a doctor, he can claim under income from profession, not under income from other sources. So it is tax free. Next, remuneration received as an examiner, it can be claimed under income from other sources. It is directly taxable. Next, winning from lottery is 21,000. There is a net amount given in the problem. When the net amount given, it is a subject to TDS. Lottery is subject to TDS of 30%. Remember. So formula, net winning into 100 divided by 100 minus TDS. So net amount 21,000 divided by 100 minus 30 into 100. So 21,000 divided by 70 into 100. So amount is 30,000. Next, interest on Government of England bond given, it is directly taxable, 3,000. Interest on post office cumulative time deposit, remember it is tax free. Interest received on deposit with form, when the interest on form given in the problem, if nothing mentioned also, it is subject to TDS of 10%. So gross interest is equal to interest into 100 divided 100 minus TDS. So here interest is 5,400, 100 minus 10 into 100, 5,400 into 100 divided by 90. 6,000 is interest on firm, is taxable. Next, interest on tax-free government securities. Remember students, interest on tax-free government security is exempted from tax. There is a rule. There are two types of securities. One is tax-free securities and tax-less or less tax securities. Interest on tax-free government security is exempted from tax. Interest on tax-free commercial securities taxable, but and no TDS applicable. Less tax commercial securities is subject to TDS. Less tax government securities, yeah, these are directly taxable. So taxable income from other sources 99,200. If you have any doubt, you can raise through the message or through the call. Thank you.